And good morning, families. We're so happy to be here together with you again here at Kids Church. We miss you, and we can't wait till we can be together in person. But today we are sharing a really important lesson. It's the central lesson that Jesus taught us, the importance of forgiveness and just the power of forgiveness in our lives. It's really the central story of why Jesus came and why God gave us his son is for our forgiveness. And so, Peter, you were with Jesus for 3 years.
I was 3 years.
With him, and I know that there were several times where you asked about forgiveness, and he shared how many times we should forgive.
I was with him for 3 years, you're right. And I'd be glad to talk about that.
That'd be great.
Good. Well, good morning, kids. Yes, indeed, I'm always glad to come here. I wish I could be with you in person, but since I can't, I think this will work for today. I want to tell you this story. I want to tell you about Jesus and forgiveness. Like Jill said, it's just the central premise of what Jesus was all about. As we walked along through the many, many miles, we talked to many people, and Jesus talked to us, his closest friends, and he told us about the things that were just so, so important to us. Forgiveness, I think, was probably the top thing that we can do in our lives. So important to you. He wants us to be able to forgive, and he wants us to be able to accept forgiveness. As we walked along, we talked about a time when I had a hard time with my little brother, Andrew. You guys know about brothers and sisters. Sometimes they can be quite difficult, and sometimes you stay mad at them for a long time. But Jesus told me, no matter what Andrew did, no matter how angry I was with him, that I needed to forgive him. Well, I was confused because it was a little hard to forgive my little brother. He didn't always treat me the way that I thought that he should. Well, I asked Jesus as we were walking along, I said, Jesus, if someone does you wrong, how many times do you have to forgive him? I thought 7 times. I picked a number. 7 times seemed like a lot to me, and he stopped in the middle of the road. He put his arm on my shoulder, and he said, Peter, 7 times is nothing. It's not nearly enough. Well, I said, well, Jesus, how many times is enough? He said, Peter, 7 times 70. Wow, that's a lot of times to forgive somebody. I said, Jesus, that's almost 500 times. Peter, 7 times 70. And maybe that's not even enough. When someone does you wrong, the only way that you're going to get over that is to forgive them. It doesn't sound right, does it? It seems like you would want to get mad. It seems like you would want to strike back. It seems like you would want to make things equal. But Jesus said, no, Peter, that is not the way. You forgive, and you forgive, and you forgive. And I said, well, God, how about me? How many times do you think God forgives me? He said, Peter, I know you, Peter. He's forgiven you a lot more than 70 times 7. And I said, well, you know what? That makes a lot of sense, Jesus. I think I understand what you're talking about. We need to forgive over and over again. It's the only way that we can live our lives happily and not go through our lives angry and bitter about something that somebody did to us. We all have people in our lives who have done us wrong. But don't we have people who we have done wrong? And don't we appreciate it when they forgive us? It's so true. It's so true. So this is the message. And you know, it's why he came to us. It's why he died on the cross for us, is so that we could be forgiven for all of the many, many, many 7 times 70 sins that we have done. We have to forgive in the hopes that we will be forgiven. We forgive others so that God will forgive us. So the next time, kids, that somebody does you wrong, the next time somebody picks on you, bullies you, takes your toys, doesn't include you when you want to play with somebody, shake it off, kids. Forgive them. Tell them that you love them, like Jesus told us that he loves us, even though we have done so many wrong, bad things. He still loves us. Every day he forgives us. So, so important. Well, that's it for today, kids. I'm going to get back on the road and walk a little bit further. But when I come back next time, I hope that I'll have another lesson for you. Until then, be good.